right, thanks everybody. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. This is, as we've said, the UX Specialization Conversations with the Community event. We're really excited for this. This is a new concept that we're trying out. For this event, we're hoping to give everyone a chance to have some great conversations with our amazing speakers. So yeah, thank you for being here. I think let's go to the webinar logistics slide, Raisha. Thanks, awesome. So yeah, let's go over some quick housekeeping items for the night. So as you're logging in, you'll be muted by default. Your video should be off. Feel free to turn on the video if you'd like. We're using a meeting setup. This is definitely supposed to be a night of discussion, so feel free to share video if you're comfortable. We'll also have chat for general discussion and comments, as you've seen as we've been logging in here. We also have a closed caption feature, which I think I have to actually turn on. There we go, my mistake. Yeah, so you should see closed captions showing up. Feel free to turn that on or off if you need it. We're also doing our best to record this event. This main session is being recorded. We're gonna do our best to record the breakout sessions and make those available for everyone afterwards. Zoom is making that a little bit difficult for us, so I apologize in advance if that's not possible. And as it says there, we do appreciate your patience as we work through any technical difficulties tonight. So with that, I'll pass it to Remy.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Remy Gurek. I am the PhillyCHI Vice Chair for 2021. I think earlier I said 2020. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are. So I'm sure a lot of you from Philadelphia are familiar with us. We're PhillyCHI. For those not from Philadelphia and those new to our organization, we are the local chapter of ACM SIG-CHI, which is a global organization, I believe. I'm looking at Ben to nod yes or no for that. Yeah, a global organization. And in Philadelphia, we as PhillyCHI have been curating and networking events for UX professionals, students, and enthusiasts for more than 15 years. And we're really dedicated to knowledge sharing and just teaching each other and just being a really open community for everybody to learn. And we could not do that without all of you. So we are really happy that you can be here, and thank you for being with us for 15 years and helping make this possible. And with that note, we're also really committed to supporting a respectful environment for all of our members to come together and talk about UX. So if there's anything that seems unacceptable with tonight's event, please email us or message someone in the chat to let us know. And we encourage you to go on to our website and read our code of conduct at phillychi.acm.org. And we are led by this wonderful board you see here. We're all really passionate about UX, and we're all volunteers. So we're the board for 2020. And I'm sure you'll hear from all of us throughout this event. I'm gonna go over tonight's schedule, which right now we are doing welcoming, announcement, and job time. And then there will be some speaker introductions after job time. And then we're going to go into 2 different breakout sessions. So the first one you'll be pre-assigned to. So you should be pre-assigned to a breakout room. And then the second breakout session, it's a choose your own adventure. So you should be able to choose your own breakout room for the second session. And then at the end of the night, we're going to do a raffle. And then we will have some closing notes. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Riesha.
Hey everyone, I'm Raisha and I'm the secretary for PhillyCHI 2021. So for tonight's raffle, we have 3 books. The first one is Design Beyond Devices, the second one is Lift Up, and the third one is Doorbells, Danger, and Dead Batteries. So winner will be announced at the end of the call. We'll be reaching out after to collect your addresses so we can send you a physical copy of the book, no matter where you are in the world. So after this, we have job time. Sorry about that. So for those of you who are joining a PhillyCHI event for the first time, We have job time at every event to connect job seekers with companies that are hiring. And since we are Philly based, so we are only focusing on Philadelphia roles. So I'll start with people or companies that are hiring. So if you're a part of a Philly based company and you have any roles open, please, we invite you to raise your hand and we can unmute you so you can explain briefly about your company roles. And I can see some hand raises. Ben, can you?
I think you can just call on someone and they should be able to unmute themselves.
Okay.
It looks like Jennifer Clark. How about you?
Hello, PhillyCHI. I am head of UX and design at Vanguard, and we are hiring. And we are hiring for all designers in a big way. We have product designers, UX researchers, content strategists, visual designers, and UX strategists to join our UX CXD lab teams.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
I can see Elisa and Steve hand raising.
So Elisa, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Alyssa. I work at Message Agency. I'm our design team lead, and we're currently hiring for a UX designer. We're a small agency. We're a B Corp, so we're looking for someone who's also interested in mission alignment with our organization. But it's an entry-level UX designer role. We currently have a digital strategist, a visual designer, and myself as a UX designer, and we need to fill a position quickly.
You, if you want to go next, you can unmute yourself.
You say that again, Raisha? I think who you called on didn't come through.
I was talking, sorry, maybe I mispronounced your name, from Creative Circle.
Yeah, my name is Nathan. I work for Creative Circle here in Philadelphia, and we are currently hiring for UX and UI positions across the country. We have a ton open in Philadelphia right now, but if you're willing to work remote, then there's anywhere between 200 and 300 openings anytime.
Steve, you want to go next?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Steve. I work at IKEA or Ingka, and our digital US team is currently growing very quickly. It's up in Conshohocken, and we're currently looking for a senior product UX designer, as well as a product specialist for SEO, and a senior digital product manager.
Last, we have Brian.
Yep. Hey, everyone. My name is Brian Crumley. I work for an agency here in Philadelphia, and we're actually looking for a few positions across the board. So if you are a business analyst, if you are a UX strategist, or if you are a senior UI engineer, would love to talk to you at some point this evening. You don't have to be in the Philadelphia area. We do take remote positions as well. So feel free to shoot me a message. Happy to tell you a little more.
Okay, moving on to people who are looking for jobs. So feel free to reach out to individuals or company and get to know more about the roles. And also, if you want, you can share your LinkedIn profile in the chat. So I'll pass it on to Ben Dolly now.
Hey guys, I'm Benjamin Dolly. I am the treasurer for PhillyCHI for 2021. And I have the delightful opportunity to give a shout out to our 2021 annual sponsors this year. Think Company, O3 World, Rosenfeld Media for helping provide the raffle prizes, and Vanguard that you've heard from before. And if you want to move it on to the next slide, want to give a quick, just drop a quick line about our next event coming up. We have our 15th annual Design Slam. If you're a designer, if you're a developer, if you're someone who loves design thinking and working in teams, you're going to love this year's Design Slam. So keep your feelers out and eyes and ears open for our announcement coming up very soon. And since we're mentioning collaboration, we have a special shout out tonight to our partners at Code for Philly to hear a little bit more about their organization and how you can get involved. So I will pass the mic over to Lizzie to give you more info on that.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, everybody. My name is Lizzie Manning. I'm a UX researcher and designer at Think Company, another agency in Philly. And I just wanted to briefly plug Code for Philly. It's a community organization of technologists that work on different projects that generally benefit the community in a variety of ways. And this is something I got involved in during the pandemic when I, had some time at night to hop into different Zooms. And a couple of the benefits of Code for Philly are that it's a really great community. You get to meet other folks who are interested in UX design, content strategy, engineering, all sorts of different disciplines. And it's a really great way to sharpen up some skills. So, for folks here who are looking for jobs, can help beef up UX portfolios, for example. These projects are real world projects that have a real impact. So that's definitely a benefit. And it is a relatively low barrier to entry. So you really can give as much as you want to get out of it. It could be short spurts helping out on different projects, or it could be, just a few hours a week, really whatever works for you. So feel free to message me if you have any questions. You see the link up here, codeforphilly.org/chat. That will take you to the Slack, which is really the central hub for all information. And the last thing I'll say is, we also have a member who's in the meetup tonight, Sophie, who is offering to do kind of 15-minute chats to help folks find the right project. So, there's a lot of different things going on, and it's always best to match that with interest. So I'll pop that in the chat now, but otherwise, thanks to PhillyCHI for letting me talk about that briefly.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lizzie. Yeah, I've worked with Code for Philly before, both as a designer and a developer, and highly recommend getting involved. So without further ado, Raisha, if you will move to the next slide, we're going to go around and introduce our awesome speakers for tonight. So starting us off, we have our accessibility and inclusion specialist. So I will hand the mic over to Steve to tell you a little bit more about himself.
Hey everyone, so like I was saying before, I work for IKEA, or what's better known as, what's lesser known as Ingka Digital. So that's the digital side of IKEA. And I got into accessibility and inclusion kind of over time, based off of multiple different jobs. And right now I'm kind of one of the people who's actually leading the way for accessibility at IKEA. So one of the very few people in the North American digital team that's actually focusing on accessibility and making sure that we're being as inclusive as possible.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Steve. So Steve's breakout buddy tonight will be Oxana. Oxana, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself as well?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Oxana. I'm a senior UX researcher at Vanguard and specialize in accessibility and inclusive design. So I work in the CXD department, and I bridge the gap between the accessibility team that we have that focuses on compliance, making sure that we're doubly compliant, that everything, the code is accessible and things like that. And I bridge the gap between them and the CXD department, which builds digital experiments. So I look into how do folks with disabilities invest and how do they manage their money? There is a lot that we don't know about the behavior of people with disabilities. So I've built out a panel for myself that I work with, and the panel consists of people who are blind, colorblind, have Down syndrome, have autism, motor impairment, and then I run design thinking sessions with them and research experiments with them and gathering data to see how they invest and manage their money.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Oksana. Raisha, if you will move us on, I'll announce our next group of specialists. We have content strategists and UX writers. And we have Briana Morgan kicking us off. Briana, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Briana. I'm a content designer at the City of Philadelphia's Office of Innovation and Technology on the Digital Transformation Team, which is a very long phrase for somebody who thinks about how to make writing shorter. I spend a lot of time working with city departments on translating information about their services into regular language for regular people. But I also do a good amount of UX writing. We do some microcopy on applications. And when I'm not at work, I also help out with some of the copy for Barcamp Philly. I think that covers most of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass the mic on over to Cassandra Fellerman.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I use the pronouns she, her, and also they, them. I'm a content strategist at Comcast in the Experience Design or XD organization, which means I help support and shape Xfinity products from entertainment to connectivity and beyond. For more about that, join me and my peers in the content strategy and UX writing breakout sessions.
And passing it on over to Conor.
Hey, I'm Conor Sullivan. I'm a content strategist with a focus on educational software and e-learning platforms. I'm currently consulting for a large educational assessment organization, which I could talk more in the breakout room, but not at liberty to represent them right now. But my focus is generally on microcopy and comprehension. I have a background in educational psychology, and a lot of the products I work on are for younger audiences. So it kind of straddles normal UX content strategy and making it also focused for younger audiences whose vocabulary may be limited.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Conor. If anyone is pre-assigned to a room to start with, keep in mind that you are free to go to another specialty session as we move into our second one. So introducing our product designers, Danielle, would you kick us off, please?
Yes. Hey, everyone. I'm Danielle Chen, and I'm a senior UX designer at UI Design Studio. I'm part of the Ernst & Young company based in Manayunk, Philadelphia. So I work closely with UX writers, UX strategists, UX researchers, UX developers on products and services across multiple industries, from government services to finance to insurance and etc. And prior to joining EY, I had and some education experience in product design, as well as some work experience in working in the toy industry as well as the healthcare industry. So excited to share my journey with you all tonight, and I'll be joining Sujan to represent the product design specialization category.
Awesome. And mentioning Sujan, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself as well?
Hey everyone, I'm Sujan. I am a design system lead at Express Scripts. I work with a exceptional group of makers, enabling other makers to build interfaces and not worry about the nitty-gritty stuff. So it's very fun, healthcare. But yeah, I've been doing design system for quite a while now. I started off as product design, but I delved into this space because a lot of times we work with a lot of people and there's a lot of issues. So my job is really fun. I get to talk to a lot of people and try to make their lives easier.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Rachel, will you move us to our next group of specialists? So may or may not be my favorite group here, might be biased on that, but we have our UX engineers. Brian, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Ben. And we'll certainly take your bias on this this group here. So as Ben mentioned, my name's Brian Crumley. I am a senior front-end engineer at O3 World. My background is really in UX and front-end development. These days, I'm not quite so much hands-on with that work anymore. Most of the work that I'm doing these days is filling in a bit of a technical strategy role where I'm actually liaising between our UX design and development teams and working directly with our clients to go through and put in place front-end best practices, basically in their products and in their websites.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brian. Hand the mic over to Emily Rautenberg.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Rautenberg. My pronouns are she and her. I am a senior UX engineer / engineering manager on the experience design engineering team at Comcast, NBC, and Universal, along with Cassie. I work with designers, prototypers, and production engineers to help build our products in the TV and entertainment spaces. And most recently, I've been leading up front-end development for our streaming box, Flex.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily. And make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. We have Jay and Newlin as well.
Yep, thanks very much, Ben. My name is Jay, and I use the he, him pronouns. I am Software Quality Assurance Manager for Promptworks, a software design and development shop here in Center City, Philadelphia. Quality assurance is my thing, and the reason that fits so well in UX engineering is because a large part of what I'm doing is making sure that the specifications and guidelines that the designers have laid out and the engineers have worked to code actually do what we're expecting them to do and work in ways that the end users will like. So join us to figure out why in the world somebody whose title is QA has been invited to talk about engineering in the PhillyCHI space.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jay. And settling our arguments for us, next we have our group of UX researchers. Andrew Forte, would you like to give a short introduction about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a UX researcher and a professor in computing and informatics at Drexel University. I teach all kinds of UX topics, prototyping, design thinking, theoretical foundations, ubiquitous computing, at all levels. So I really love lots of different areas of UX, but you know, my own background, I started doing design back in 2000, just 2000, no numbers after that. And even back then, that was like a different world. I was all design at that point, but I was really a researcher at heart because I was always wondering about things like how could systems be designed not just to maximize usability or for elegance or enjoyability, but to maximize human potential, what humans can do. So if people were going to work and have relationships and fall in love and go to college and hate and bully and go to war, using user interfaces, suddenly that seems like design is a huge responsibility. And that was 20 years ago. We're doing a lot more online now. So that's what I do in my job. I think very hard about how can the things we design facilitate the best possible life for the people who use them? And that is research. So that's my thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Passing the mic on to Kate McLaughlin.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm Kate. I'm a design researcher at IBM Quantum. Right now, I'm developing and will be executing on a longitudinal study to understand our client and employee experience during a quantum offering. So not just a sales pitch, but the entire time we are partnered with a client. We're going to iterate in real time and then apply all of the trends and insights that we're learning to a longitudinal study to understand how we can benefit the client experience next time around.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Nancy, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy. I'm a UX researcher at Tendo Systems. We're a medical software startup. We recently came out of stealth mode. And we actually formed during the pandemic, so I haven't met any of my new coworkers yet, and that's been interesting. I went to school for visual design originally and slowly transitioned more and more into user experience, first kind of as a UX generalist, and then kind of similar to Andre, I had just questions, tons of questions, and I was just very curious, and eventually I specialized in user research. But yeah, we'll be talking about remote research, among other things in our room, so. Yeah, we'll cover more of that there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nancy. Raisha, and if you'll move us on, last and certainly not least, we have our UX strategist and service designers. Unfortunately, David Resnick could not join us tonight due to a family emergency. So I'm going to pass the mic on to Mike Begley.
Hey folks, great to be here. Mike Begley, I'm an experienced consultant at EPAM Continuum. I used to work side by side with Dave Resnick as a design strategist at the Center for Healthcare Innovation. I also teach at Thomas Jefferson University, thesis preparation and digital design. Background comes from a visual design background, slowly transcended into user experience design, and now getting more into service design. Happy to talk about everything related from a holistic standpoint, from product design to service design, and how these experiences synergize with each other. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mike. And thanks so much to all of our specialists. I hope everyone else is as excited as I am to get into this. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it back over to Ben Swafford to give us some breakout room tips.
Thanks, Ben, and thanks to all our speakers. I'm so excited to have such a breadth of awesome experience and knowledge for everyone to hear from. Okay, so we're about to open up the breakout rooms. We wanted to go through a couple tips to make your breakout room experience a success. First things first, please ask great questions of your speakers. We want to hear what you're looking to learn from this event, so definitely seize your moment. That said, these are about 20-minute sessions, so we likely can't get to every single question. So apologies in advance if that happens. So there are two ways you can go about asking questions. There's a raise hand feature, which you should see within the reactions menu item, the little smiley face with the plus. There's also the chat, and when you're inside of the breakout room, I think we did confirm the chat is specific to your room. So you can ask questions through there. You can even send it directly to the speaker without it going to the whole room if you prefer. Next, so this first session, we have pre-assigned everyone. I think everyone got their first choice or one of the specializations that they requested. So when we open up the rooms, you should be directly put into that room that you chose. If for whatever reason that doesn't work, we'll go to plan B, or if a couple people are straggling here, I can help you get into the room that you want. So when we come back, when that session ends, we'll all come back to this main room, and then we'll quickly start session 2, and that will be a choose your own room session. So you could go back to the same room if you're really enjoying that conversation, or you can try a different one. And to do that, you will use the breakout rooms menu, and you should be able to join by simply hovering over the room and clicking join. Okay, there is a help button, and that will let us know if you need anything. So feel free to do that. You can also direct message a board member through the chat. You can find myself, Benjamin Dolly, Remy, and Raisha in the chat, and find us if you need us. When you're not speaking in the breakout room, please do mute yourself. And as we said before, feel free to share your video. It's definitely not required, but I think our speakers would like to be able to look at people. So, okay, I think that's all the tips. Is that right? What's next?
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, done.
Thanks, Raisha. Great, so I'm going to open up the rooms. You should be placed directly in. So we will see you in about 20 minutes. Here we go.